Vaibhav. In today's session of Market Movers, we will see the changing dynamics in the USD JPY after consolidating close to 106 level. The USD JPY is finding buying momentum on the lower side, and after seeing the price action in last couple of sessions, the possibility is emerging that USD JPY might turn around closer to the current levels, and we might see it rising towards 107 levels in coming session. In today's session, the USD has been one of the strongest currency against most of its major peers, and given the fact that markets are also in the risk on sentiments, we might see USD JPY continuing to do well with the bullish momentum. If we consider the trading context for the day, we got Australia's GDP numbers for the second quarter of 2020, and here, as expected, the GDP has contracted, but the magnitude of GDP contraction is kind of worse than the anticipated decline. Now, for the second quarter, in terms of quarter on quarter reading, the GDP decline is at minus 7%, and in terms of year on year, the decline is at minus 6.3%. So, we are looking at this contraction, and this is the first recession Australia is suffering in almost 30 years, and this is of course mainly driven because of the coronavirus pandemic, but still it will take time for Australia's economy to recover. Moving on to the European trading session, we didn't really get many major releases apart from these retail sales numbers for Germany, and for the month of July, we are seeing rise in retail sales in terms of year on year at a growth of 4.2%. This is slower than the anticipated increase, and in terms of month on month, there is actually decline. So you can say that the momentum after the relaxation of the restrictions is kind of waning, and we are seeing this growth which we saw in the earlier months of May and June now plateauing, and actually it has moderated by 0.9% for the month of July in terms of month on month. For North American trading session, we have these EIA's WTI crude oil inventory data coming up during the US trading session, and this trend of drawdown is likely to continue in the crude oil inventories, and for last week, the week ended 28th of August, we are anticipating the crude oil inventories to decline by around 2 million barrels. This is going to be on top of more than 4.5 million barrels of drawdown which we saw in the prior month. So this is likely to support the light crude oil prices in today's session, and this upward momentum is likely to continue in the light crude oil for at least next couple of sessions. Now let's see how things are shaping up on the technical front. We will see the USD JPY and then the DAX in today's trading session. Let's start with the USD JPY's technical outlook. This is the daily time frame chart, and this consolidation closer to 105 has helped the USD JPY stabilize, and on the lower levels on multiple occasions it has found good buying momentum, and after rebounding from the 100% Fibonacci expansion of its prior fall, the USD JPY has been oscillating closer to the 61.8% Fibonacci expansion level, and on almost 3 occasions it has reversed its course from 105 level. This time around also there is no exception, and the USD JPY is again increasingly looking like it is going to climb back to its immediate swing high around 107 levels. So we will see if we can profit from such an opportunity. If you consider the pivot point series drawn on the monthly time frame for this month, that is the month of September, we have this central pivot point around 106 area, and that has been acting as a crucial marker for USD JPY's trajectory in the near term, and as long as the price rates are able to hold on to this immediate support zone, I think the possibilities, the opportunities are likely to extend for upward momentum in USD JPY, and in due course of time we might see the USD JPY rising towards this first resistance of this month's pivot point series. We also have this almost flat regression curve, but more importantly we have this middle band of this regression curve passing around the levels of 106, and we have these two crucial indicators now which can be utilized to determine which way to go, whether to go long or whether to go short. And I feel as long as this 106 level is intact, and we are seeing price action hovering and consolidating above this 106 zone, I would feel more confident to go long rather than to look for short selling opportunities in the USD JPY. And also the momentum is now on the bullish side, as we have seen turnaround on the lower levels, and the USD JPY, after holding well, is trying to rise towards the prior swing high. So coming to the lower time frame chart, we have this confluence of 50, 100 and 200 SMA around 106 level, and this 106 zone has been providing the crucial marker. As we saw on the 4 hourly chart, also we have the central pivot point as well as the middle band of regression curve. And now coming to the hourly chart, we have this confluence of the three key SMAs around the identical price area. So all in all, we can bank on the possible support around this crucial level, and I feel that unless and until there is a significant break below this prior swing low, which is there around 105.60, we don't really need to be bothered much, and any entry point closer to this crucial support zone should be lapped up, and we should try to get involved on the long side of the trade with possible targets coming in closer to this immediate swing high, and that is going to give us an excellent risk reward ratio, almost more than 1 is to 2. So conservatively speaking also, the trade would be pretty much in our favor. Now let's see how things are shaping up after more than 2% rally in today's trading session in DAX. This rally is being driven by the possibility of expanded stimulus measures from the European Central Bank, and this optimism is fueling the upward momentum in the DAX. Technically speaking, we also have the possibility of DAX getting close to this 100% Fibonacci expansion of its prior rally. So from that perspective also, we have these higher levels opening up for possible retest there. We have these highs established in FIP, and the DX is increasingly looking like it is going to go back to those all-time highs sooner or later. As we can infer from the chart, we have this 100% expansion also coming in around 300 points higher from the current levels. So we have to now rely on these central pivot point and the regression curve. Regression curve is of course pointing to the upward trajectory, and also the regression curve along with this pivot point series is making us feel that if any trade is going to be opened in the DAX, it should be on the buy side, as we have these two crucial markers pointing to the continuation of the bullish momentum in the DAX, and I feel that it's always better to look for trading opportunities with the trend, and from that perspective, unless and until there is a crucial break, clear break below this central pivot point, we can continue to look for fresh buying opportunities in today's session we had this turnaround happening in the DAX, and now the DAX is trading a lot higher, almost 2 percentage point, and we have seen already here turnaround happening after testing these central pivot point, and I feel now the DAX is pretty much likely to be headed toward the first resistance of this month's pivot point series, which is there around 13,378. So on the higher side, we will most likely encounter another resistance zone, but till then, the possibility is strong that the DAX will continue to trade higher, and if that is the case, we will have to rely on the hourly chart to see if there are any emerging opportunities. Right now, it looks pretty difficult for any of us to get involved for a long position, as that will entail the fairly large stop loss, and I would not really like to take the risk of such a big stop loss. Instead of that, if we see this price action, this sharp jump moderating and holding well above this crucial support of all these three key SMAs, we can continue to feel confident that the DAX after due consolidation is likely to rally higher, and in that scenario we can target the price levels of 13,500, and keeping that in mind, I feel that we should be looking for the entry anywhere close to this 13,100, and for that we will need almost 1 percentage point correction from the current levels, or in another scenario we will have to allow this 50 SMA to catch up with the price action, and in that scenario we might get a sharper stop loss as well. So let's see how things shape up in the latter part of today's US trading session, and if till tomorrow, if the DAX is able to hold well above this crucial SMA zone, I think the possibilities are going to only increase, that the bullish momentum in the AX is here to stay after this consolidation phase. We might see fresh move on the higher side. So that's it from my side for today's trading session. If any of you have any idea or any view to share, you can write it in the comment section, and I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Before I sign off, I would also like to remind of the risk associated with trading in the financial instrument, and one should be careful while using the information provided. Have a fabulous day ahead. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.